Hey guys, this is Mseazye. Let me bring down a light. It's glare. Let me bring it down some. Let's look a little normal now. Okay, this is Mseazye. I'm back at you guys with another article, but it's not from New York Times. It's actually from someone by the name of Wayne Dupree. A lot of you may have already heard of the show, the Wayne Dupree show. But a little bit about Wayne, because you know me, I pay my homage. Wayne is a member of Newsmax's top 50 influential Black Republicans for 2017. He also is a board member of the National Diversity Coalition for Donald Trump, and he won in 2015, he was awarded the American Conservation Union Blogger of the Year. So I'm on WayneDupree.com, and you know, I'm just strolling, and I came upon this article that I want to hear what you guys have to say on. This article is called "It's Shameful That the Year 2020 Democrats Keep Toying with Reparations." So basically, from I gather from it, is the Democratic senators are trying to get government reparations for the descendants of African American slaves. This, they think, will be a key component in addressing racial discrimination. So what that means is, if you are not only African Americans, they're pushing for Native Americans as well. But if you are either or, and they somehow find out, I don't know how, but somehow find out that your ancestors, parents were slaves, they would like to give you some sum of money, because they want you to know that the government is apologizing and they want to make it right. They don't think that unless you get some form of payment, they're fully addressing the issue of racial discrimination. Now, the conversation table is open. What do you think about this? How would you feel if the government gave you a sum of money because you were a slave and you were a slave descendant? How would that make you feel? And you know, I want you to be honest when you're answering this. Do you think that really is a key component to addressing racial discrimination? Or do you think that, or did you give yourself this look? And that's the best y'all could come up with, and it's about 15 people, and they got their PhDs. That's the best y'all can. Okay. Let me know how you feel about this issue. Also, there not only Democrats pushing for this, but there are some Democrats that are upset about it. At Stanford University's Hoover Institution, warned that supporting these reparations for formerly oppressed minorities isn't the way the nation should go. We shouldn't hold on to an idea of justice that's absolutely impossible. I would like very much to think that I have the dignity to reject even the most lavish reparations. So this is what Steele commented on. He also slammed the discussion with the concept of white guilt. White guilt is not the feeling of guilt. It is acting guiltily because you are terrorized by being seen as a racist. And so whites then are hunger for a way to prove that they're innocent of racism, that they're not racist, and this is where the trouble begins. So I do have to, I want to know, do you guys agree with Steele? Or is this just, you know, you understand where the government is coming from. What Steele is saying is that racist people are all, there's something called white guilt, and basically racists are always looking for ways and opportunity to make things right and say that they're not really racist. They're always looking for that, but it still mentions that there's no way that you can give a slave descendant anything. There are other, me speaking now, there are other ways that Black and brown people are being discriminated every day. There are things that can be changed. There, you know, you have institutional racism, you have the housing racism, you have your low income buildings are only sanctioned to accept 10% of low income families. These big real estate buildings, your red zoning laws that, oh, because we live in this zip code, my daughter can't go to a better school in another zip code, and all of this, like accepting a, I don't want to tell you how I would feel, because I don't want this to influence your decision making. But what I will say is that maybe the government should go, maybe the Democrats should go back to the drawing board, because there are so many other key components of addressing racial discrimination than to give slave descendants reparations. You shouldn't want to, you shouldn't, there's no way a quick fix can fix this. And you shouldn't want to, you don't want to give victims hush money. You don't want that feeling. That's going to defeat the whole purpose. But what can also go another way is if the government does give out these reparations, and like, you know, Black and brown people have accepted them, and there's no more racism, there's no more, you can't make that statement even if you wanted to. There's so many things that Black and brown people endure every day that a reparation wouldn't even put a stamp on it. There have been, just like when someone commits a crime and they're sentenced, the family of the person that they killed may be a little satisfied that the person got justice, but it doesn't really touch the reality that they'll never see their person again. So if the government can just think of that scenario and put on their list, I always think the government has like a big map, a drawing board, and all these smart people are in the room and they're dishing out stuff to all make this huge solution. Well, one of the puzzle pieces should be how can we address this vertically? What are some of the problems that Black people face? Let's start there. I'm just naming puzzle pieces. That's all I'm doing. But please let me know what you guys think. The conversation table is open, and I want you to be as honest as possible. This may not be Planet Fitness, but this is a non-judgment zone. See you soon. Bye.